Assalamualaikum and hi. Here I want to make a summary review of a video critic about the movie film The Assistant. How about this movie? The Assistant is a 29 drama film directed by Kitty Green that revolves around the daily life of a young woman working an assistant, the powerful film executive. The film explores them of workplace harassment, power dynamic, and the complicity of those in the industry. Okay, the scene one, office arrival and setup. In the opening scene, we see the protagonist Jane, by Julia Garner, arriving at the office before anyone else. The atmosphere is quiet, and Jane routine involves setting up the office for the day, preparing coffee, and handling various administrative tasks. Okay, the critical incident and issue in scene one. The critical incident in this scene is the isolation and mundanity of Jane's job. The quiet office and her solidarity routine set the tone for the film, highlighting the lack of the camaraderie and the routine nature of her work. The issue presented include the power imbalance, as Jane is one of the first to arrive and the last to leave, emphasizing her subordinate position. Cause and effect. The cause of the issue is the hierarchical structure of the workplace. We lower level employer like Jane have a limited agency. The effect is the beginning of the portrayal of the isolation and power dynamic that will characterize Jane appears throughout the film. Recommendation for the scene one is the film sets the state of the exploration of the power dynamic of workplace culture. Viewer are encouraged to relate on the implication of the solitary and routine nature of the work. Okay, foreshadowing the challenge she will face. The next scene, phone call and intrusive behavior. In the scene, Jane is bombarded with phone call, many of which in apparent of demanding. She deal with a mix of mundane tasks and intrusive requests from her boss. Unseen but heard to a phone conversation. Jane also encounter a young woman looking for the same job she has. Critical incident and issue in scene 2 is the critical incident is the series of the phone call that exposed the inappropriate behavior of Jane boss. The issue included harassment, lack of boundaries, and the toxic work environment that Jane navigate. Okay, the introduction of another young woman seeking a similar position highlight the circle of exploitation. Okay, cause and effect. The cause of the issue is the inappropriate behavior of Jane boss, contributing to a hostile work environment. The effect is the emotional toll on Jane has a jungle, demanding task and uncomfortable interaction. The arrival of the new candidate reflect the semantic nature of the problem. Okay, the recommendation for scene 2 is an audience for promoted to reflect on the pervasive assessment and exploitation in the workplace. The scene underscore the need for the clear boundaries, ethical behavior, and systematic change to address workplace misconduct. Okay. The next scene 3 is HR meeting and dismissal of the concern. Jane meet with HR to express with, her concern about the behavior as a witness. However, the HR receptive dismiss her worries, downplaying the significance of the boss action and implying that it's just the way things are. Okay. The next critical incident in issue in scene 3 is the critical incident is the HR representative dismissal of Jane concern, reflecting culture of complicity of inaction. The issue involved to lack a support for victim for the normalization of inappropriate behavior and the fear of the HR system to address workplace harassment. Okay. The cause and effect is the cause of the issue is the effective HR response, the normalization of misconduct in the workplace. The effect is the reinforcement of the power dynamic and the relaxation of the institution of to address systematic issue. Okay. Recommendation for the scene 3 is the scene for viewer to question the effectiveness of HR system and the need for a more supportive and proactive approach to address workplace harassment. It highlights to importance of organizational organization to change to create safer and more accountable workplace culture. Okay.
So, however, as Jane follows her daily routine, she grows increasingly aware of the mistreatment that happened to her. So, after suffering a lot of humiliation, so she decided to stand up for herself, and then he only to discover the truth that of the organization she entered, which is after she tried to stand up for herself, and then she knows that the truth from the company. So in this scene 4, where the male assistant was being rude to Jane, so he crumbled and threw a paper to gain her attention. So he asked Jane to handle the problem by answering the call from the boss with a rude manner. So this is a kind of rude scenes, and this one is not a good one for Jane. So the theory here is politeness. Okay, the issue here is that the male assistant shows some disrespectful behaviors, which is rude when she's constantly throw a crumble of paper to her when he wants Jane to do some things. So this is quite disrespectful, and it's quite rude. And so what is the cause and the effect? So with his rude behavior, it might makes Jane hate him, and it will affect their relationship and teamwork. So as co-workers, you are working together, so you have something to be good in all terms, which is if this happens, it's not good for the relationship and the teamwork. So the recommendation here is that the male assistant should apologize for his mistake and use appropriate ways to ask for help. Okay. So next, on scene 5, the synopsis, where Jane was scolded by her boss with some swear word. This one is ridiculous. He was mad at Jane as she does not back him up when his wife called. He then blames Jane for what happened and said that she is the worst worker despite being smart in her studies. So this synopsis is quite simple, but there is something, a big issue here. So the theory here is the unprofessional work behavior, which is the issue is after being scolded by his wife, he vented his frustration at Jane. So you are being scolded by your wife, and then you try to let go your frustration and at Jane and utter offensive words that hurt Jane. So as we know that the tongue is quite bad when you're angry, because the words that came out from your mouth when you are angry is something not good. So the cause and the effect here, it might make Jane blame herself for what happened and devastated by the remark from her boss. So the recommendation is that the boss should not involve his worker with his personal problem. So you cannot mix everything up in the workings in your workplace. So this one is not good. So the last one is the scene 6, where the HR encouraged Jane to share her concern, but later what make it clear that he is turning blind eye to the harassment claim, that she's report, and the HR didn't do anything. And he also disclosed that fitting a formal complaint would destroy Jane's career. So she's something like, she said that if you fitting a formal complaint, and then your career will be end. So something like that, which is something which is not good from the HR. This is an interpersonal communication where the issue here that the head of HR does not take Jane's complaint seriously. Okay, the HR thinks that the complaint is not something which is serious. So this will make Jane fall down and won't have any courage to do anything to stand up for herself in the future. So he will fall down to the earth, and she will feel very sad. So the recommendation here is that the HR should take staff complaints seriously and investigate the problem properly instead of downgrading them for the right thing. Okay, I think that's all from us for today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.